Welcome to the Manuchehri Show, where energy and medicine meet. I will be your host for the next hour. I have over 19 years of healthcare experience and began my career as an energy medicine practitioner while working as an oncology nurse at a Seattle area hospital. My skill in moving energy combined with my medical background have been a catalyst for change in many people's lives. I hope the next hour will be transformative for you as well. Good morning and welcome to the Manuchehri Show. We are live here just outside of Seattle. Benny and Jen are in a different location than I am, but we're all working together to have a fun show.
I was reading up really fast because I had to get, so today's Groundhog Day.
Oh, okay.
And so I was trying to remember which one, like, does he see his shadow? When does he not see his shadow? And apparently we're having more winter.
I know, that's what they said, but I'm not. I mean, I should be convinced because it's been cold as you know what.
That's
outside
true.
In the Northwest. Like I'm walking Charles in 30-degree weather.
Yeah.
You know, I have gloves on and 2 coats and something covering my face because it's so cold outside. So it's probably true.
Yeah. I mean, and our poor neighbors to the south in Texas and so forth like that are just getting hammered.
Yes.
So the best of them, and I guess Phil's right.
I guess so. I did read someone else though at some university said no, we're going to have an early spring. So we'll see who's right. We'll see who
placing bets.
Are the daffodils going to bloom early or late? I don't know.
I don't know either. Do you put the daffodils up in your yard?
Oh yeah, I already yesterday I went to QFC. I bought a few little like kitty litter and stuff like that, and they had all these beautiful primroses already blooming.
Oh, good.
I have a carload right now that I need to put in my pots on the front porch. So I will hopefully this weekend.
That's good. All right.
Yeah. So before we start taking calls, which is very fun, you know, our favorite thing to do, it's why we do the show actually, so we could hear everyone's voice and their question and give the best information that we possibly can in a very short period of time. I just want to talk about making sure that, you know, because everybody who listens to the show are empathic people, older souls, you know, light workers, those all mean the same thing. Make sure you are keeping your energy in your body, because if you have a few people in your life that you're shining all of your light on, you're actually depleting your own energy source for your own health and well-being, and you're making them look better than they actually are. And I know that's very nice and kind of you, but if it's depleting your energy, it's not in your best interest. So we'll talk about that throughout the show, little tidbits, so that people can be who they are, not look better than what they really are, and that the empath gets to be healthy, physically, emotionally, and mentally healthy.
I should turn my microphone back on. We should definitely be that way, as say, mentally and physically healthy for a lot of things.
And I think people can probably remember a time in their life where they had someone that they're just giving all their energy to, and they want to be okay, or they want them to change, or they just, you know, they're just supporting them in this, you know, really amazing energy. And if you just take it back, you're going to see what they're really like. You're going to, and you may like what they're really like, or you may not like what they're really like, but let it be authentic. Let it be authentic.
Yeah. My struggle on sometimes with a few people that like you still have to have in your life at some point or whatever. They're like the emotion suckers, you know, and you're like, no, stop sucking on me. Like, I'm not doing anything, but they thrive on that type of a movement.
They do, but they can't take your energy unless you give it to them.
Right. Okay.
So that's the hard part. You're absolutely right, Benny. But that's where the empath is just like, well, they're having a hard time, or maybe we'll have a nicer meeting if I give them some of my light. And that's really not in anyone's best interest.
Say no to more light. Say no to more light. Even though we want to give it out, but yeah.
Well, you can give it in a really healthy, powerful way when you are fed and you're being fed. Then you just glow naturally.
True.
But yeah.
All right.
Okay. I'm ready for the first caller.
All right, let's do this. 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll take Michelle calling in from Germantown, Maryland to start things off. Hello.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good.
We're great, Michelle. What can I do for you?
I'm calling today about my dog, Blaze. He passed away. It's been over a year,
Oh,
and I think about him every day. But
oh,
recently, I've been feeling his presence a lot in the house.
yeah.
Um, and I was just wondering how he's doing, and does he have a message for me?
So did you get another dog yet?
No, not yet.
Yeah, because that's his message. He says you're
My
lonely.
husband is not ready.
Well, I think a year is a decent amount of time, right? Considering how long dogs live, they don't live that long typically in comparison to human life. So, if are you ready for a new dog?
I am and I'm not. Like, part of me really is, but it has been one thing that's been nice is to be able to travel and not worry about finding a dog sitter.
Well,
Um,
I hear people say that all the time, and I just think it's less of an issue than people think it is. Maybe people are just overly picky. There is an organization that actually Suzanne Giesman told me about when I was about to go to Greece last year, and I was having a challenge finding a dog sitter. There's a place
yeah,
called trustedsitters.com, and they have like 14,000 people that are a part of their website. And how it works is people all over the world connect. And you actually don't pay them to watch your animals. They travel from wherever they live in the world, which could be Europe or the other side of the US, and they come stay in your house for free and they take care of your pets. And there are people who
oh, wow.
love animals, and maybe they don't even have animals right now. I used it and found a wonderful sitter, and Suzanne Giesman uses it all the time. So I would check out that. I wouldn't let that be your reason. And if you guys
Okay.
have kids, maybe your kids need to help you out, because I threaten my children all the time. And by the way, as soon as somebody gets a decent backyard or a big enough house, you are taking care of Charles when I travel. I'm just letting you know now.
But Blaze, he's okay.
Of course, Blaze is fine. So think about it. Earth is kind of like a time space reality compared to the heavens and all the other multisensory realms outside of Earth. And so Blaze is perfectly fine, loves you guys. He thanks you so much. You treated him like your child. He goes, I
Yes.
was the perpetual toddler in the house, and everyone was always watching me and taking care of me and following me around and loving me. They were so careful they didn't go on trips clearly enough. Um,
I think
so
the
he,
program is Trusted House Sitters.
thank you,
Yeah.
house sitters,
Thanks,
but it's
Jen.
all about
Okay.
pet sitters, and
Yeah.
they can be background checked
Hmm.
and all of that good stuff. But
Yeah.
thank you, Benny, thank you.
Oh, Jen,
So
too.
he's perfectly fine. Oh, and Jen, he's perfectly fine, but he wants you to go start looking for that new dog.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
his message. Goes, get out there. You're going to be so much happier.
Okay. Thank
Blaze
you. I
Blaze
really
2.0.
appreciate
Blaze 2.0.
it.
Or Reblaze.
Yeah.
You gotta
Or
have good
reblaze. Sure,
reblaze.
you never know.
I
You
like
might even
reblaze.
get Blaze again. You
Yeah.
never know. Anything's possible.
Or rekindled. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you
Okay.
all very much. Have a
You're
wonderful
welcome.
day.
Have a good day.
Sure. I think that's awesome. And
Yeah, I
then
love it.
Blaze 2.0 and Charles could have a little play date.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be
Although
perfect.
she lives in Maryland, Benny, so I don't think they're going to
There
think
are
of it.
Zoom calls you can do. Have you seen that where like the dogs can actually Zoom their owners from their house?
I think that's a great idea. I didn't even,
I don't know.
that
I'd
thought
probably
never
get
occurred to
blown
me.
up all day. Like if I had a dog, what are you doing? 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 Like over and over again. That'd be great.
That's okay. But I think I'll do that next time with Charles when I'm gone for a long time. I'll do a little Zoom with him so he knows, I'm coming home. Yeah, coming home, babe. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
it's like a check-in, or like a Ring camera. Sometimes they get motion censored, and
Yeah.
the
Oh no, I
dogs.
watch him on the Ring
Those
camera.
right.
Like I watch him go in and out of the house. I know that he's having a good time and having fun. I definitely do that when I travel.
Can
Yeah.
you chat through the Ring too and say something to
You
Charles?
can, but I usually don't catch it at the same time that he's
Oh, okay.
exiting.
Because he'd
Yeah.
be like, I hear mom, but I don't see mom. Where is she? All right, enough dog talk. All right, 877-825-8828. We'll take now Vincent calling in from Oklahoma. Hey, Vincent.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
What can we do
My
for you,
question is-
Vincent?
Pardon?
I said, what can we do for you?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if my spirit guides have any messages for me.
Well, I always feel like I'm communicating through your spirit guides, right? So whatever I'm telling a caller has their blessing, and I'm coming from their perspective. They are telling me that you're not really, like, you know what you want to do. You've got clarity, but you're not necessarily acting on it. Is that true?
Can they be more specific? I feel like I am.
Well, I think it's going to be about your awareness, your consciousness, your divine magnificence, what you really want to do in the world. Are you putting enough energy in that direction? Are you taking physical action? Because we live in a physical reality. So you can't just meditate all day. You actually have to go out the door and participate and allow things to happen in the physical.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, that actually kind of does make sense. So I could probably be doing more. So,
yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah. Thanks, Vincent, for joining us from Oklahoma. 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 Okay.
Oh, yeah. My daughter doesn't live there anymore. Misha now doesn't live in
Does
Oklahoma.
Does she miss it?
No.
Sorry, Vincent.
No. Yeah. Sorry, Oklahoma.
Sorry,
Oklahoma.
Oklahomans.
No.
Yeah.
I think because North Carolina is a little bit more like Seattle. There's tons of trees.
Totally
it rains. Although she doesn't really like the rain, but I think it just makes her feel, I'm kind of like home. But no, I'm not missing it.
I hear you. All right. We'll take now Amy calling in from the San Diego area. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm lovely. Thank you for asking. What can I do for you?
I am still looking for a happy home. And oh my goodness, I've been living with Morton for 9 months and I've just peaked. So I want to know, and you warned me that wasn't the place for me, right?
Oh, okay, Amy. You're going to have to really just like bite the bullet and go get something.
Yep.
I think you're just waiting for, this is the image I get. It's like you're waiting for God to bring you this helicopter of a house and just fly it over to you and drop it in front of you. And you're really just going to have to go there and go, oh, I'm going to live over here. And you have to be in your heart where you're looking for a house. It needs to be heart-centered. You can't be in your brain over-analyzing and processing. And of course, you can't, not you, Amy, but other people can't be too much in their heart because they may make a house that really needs some help, So, but you need to get in your heart and start feeling properties around you, or homes or apartments or whatever it is that you're looking for, and just bite the bullet and go move.
But what I want to ask is, I may go to Coronado. I have an interview next Tuesday with a 95-year-old man, Tom, and I would be his roommate, and his daughter, Kathleen, is going to interview with us and see how we get along. Do you think that's going to come to fruition?
I think they're really nice people. Yeah, I think they're really nice people. So I think you should go and check it out. Okay. And be in your heart chakra when you're there. Get out of your head, stop analyzing everything, be in your heart chakra and have some fun. Have some fun.
I wanted to answer like the address, Marie.
I know. I'm telling you, you're waiting for God to just bring the helicopter over and drop it right in front of you. Go have some fun. In other words, you just keep waiting for something that's magical.
That's going to be a 100% all in.
Right.
But
you just keep, you've missed other opportunities. So go have fun. I'm sure it's a lovely opportunity, but go, I'm not there with you. Just go have fun. Don't make it such a big deal. Make it more playful.
Last week. It was very fun last week. So when I went over there, it was very fun.
Okay, good. All right. There. Okay. So you kind of already got your answer. Okay.
Thank you both.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Yeah. Thanks, Amy, for joining us. Good luck to you for sure. Let's take one more, Marie, before our first break of the hour. And we'll take now Sasha calling in from the Bothell area. Hi, Sasha.
Hi. How are you guys? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
We are too.
Yay. What can we do for you?
Well, I've been binging you guys for like probably 6 months. So I've probably listened to about 2 years of podcasts. So I'm so excited.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm so glad you're enjoying it.
Oh, thank you. I just really appreciate you too. I tell everybody about you to listen to your podcast and take your classes.
Thank you. Thank you.
So my question is about my husband's youngest brother who died 2 years ago, pretty young.
I'm so sorry.
Suddenly, and it's been really hard. I'm very close with his family. Like they have adopted me as their family. So
Yeah. Yeah.
thank
You created a great family for yourself. You know, like some
That is
people are born
lovely.
to really cool, interesting families, and some people create them. And some people have both, but very few people have both. It's usually one or the other. And you created a
Right.
really, really lovely family. I hate to
Awesome.
say what I'm going to say, and I'm sorry about it, and I don't want you to get upset. Um,
Hmm.
have you felt him at all? Because this,
All
and
the
maybe you
time.
have from time to time, but he's kind of put himself in what I call the lower world. Not everybody does it. It's not a very common thing. Sometimes when people die, they're really sad, or something cool was going to happen in their life and then they missed it, or, you know, like they were about to get married or they have a small child. Something would, you know, it could be other reasons that people do this. But I think your brother in law, something cool was about to happen or it was happening in his life. And you know, or he was sad about something. So he's placed a lot of his energy in what is called the lower world. And it's really just a place where when people have low energy, because they don't really like the high energy, like they're too upset or sad to enjoy the high energy of the other side. So they place themselves in this place called the lower world. It's actually right underneath Earth. It's out of the Earth's atmosphere, but it's like below Earth. I know that sounds weird. He can come out whenever he wants to. Nobody has to stay there. Nobody has to go there unless it sounds like fun. He's working on it. He says, your prayers are amazing. Your prayers are really, really amazing. They help him to kind of let go of the life he had or the circumstances around his last lifetime. Does that make sense, what I'm telling you?
It totally makes sense. Yeah. Does he?
Okay.
I'm more concerned for my husband. My husband took it very tragically. It's been really, really
Oh,
tough. His parents
oh,
just are devastated, and because it was
oh.
very, I kind of knew that he was going to pass, like that he was very, very
Mm,
sick
mm.
from drugs.
Right. So
And
sometimes like that, you're really sad in your life, you're not happy, you're not enjoying yourself, right? So interesting enough, the happier that everybody else could get in the physical realm, which I know you can't make your in-laws and your husband get happy, but the happier they get, that actually helps them to come outside of the lower world. And then they can start to experience him a little bit more, which is very nice when you can feel your loved one or you get a sweet message or you have some sort of awareness about them. It feels so good. You know, it takes the pressure off. Um, could you talk, because they actually trust you very much. Could you tell them that that the other side is actually a better reality for him than Earth? Like he didn't know how
okay,
to operate in the Earth realm. You know what I mean?
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
100%. That is exactly how I felt this
Yeah.
whole time, but that's their baby. So it's hard.
I
It's hard
know.
to say
Could
like,
you?
hey, you know what? It's actually better over there. And they
It
have a
is.
big faith. So they know, they feel it.
Yes.
They feel that there's
So baby,
something
don't tell them
better.
about the lower world. They're not going to be thrilled about that. That's for sure.
No, no, I'm
Uh,
going to keep that one to
but
myself.
maybe you could also express to them that if they can get happy about him being on the other side, because souls are, we never know when a soul is going to leave. I wish humans would kind of adopt that way of looking at
Right.
life because it's
I
easier when
agree.
people do pass. And then I think you can kind of feel when someone's getting close to passing, like you were
Hmm.
aware, you knew he was going to cross over. But if they
Hmm.
can get just grateful for the time they had with him, they're going to
Hmm.
start to feel him and sense him, and then he's going to pop up into a higher vibration. Even the lower world though is a higher vibration than Earth.
Oh, right,
So
right.
I know I'm not giving you all the information that you want.
Oh, no,
I
that's
know you're
okay.
looking for like
I
a
feel like,
magic bullet.
no, I mean, I think they had a really hard time with, he died during COVID and they could not go
Mm-hmm.
in the hospital
Oh.
because we were also paranoid, and he was on a ventilator and because he had
Yeah.
some issues with his body, and his parents thought he was going to come out of it, and I
Mm-mm.
did not have that feeling, and everybody, and we were praying for him and everything, and he ended up passing, and we had to say goodbye to
Yeah.
him.
I think a lot of people weren't really aware of how dangerous COVID has been and still is. I just think a lot of people weren't aware of that. And that's why, and and the vaccine for the Delta virus was just wow, like amazingly wow. Like, how did they make that so good? And I'm like still blown away and shocked by it, which really helped, whether people took it or not, because I believe in individual decisions. It really helped us not have more of a horrific loss from a worldwide pandemic now that we live so close together and we travel around the world together. It's shocking. It's wonderful that we didn't have that. So I think they were maybe in denial about that, that disease wasn't as heavy as it really is or was. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
is there
here's
a way that, what can we do to
yes.
What can we do to help him, the brother?
Well, you're already doing it. You're doing a great job.
Okay.
You're having a positive feeling about him. You're sending him beautiful prayers. But what you could do for his family, I know this is going to sound weird, but if you could send like little pictures of him smiling, like to the family, just psychically, mental telepathically, I think they're going to start to have a shift in their energy. And you won't have to do it for very long, maybe even just a couple of weeks. And I only want you to do it out of joy if it feels good to you and interesting. But I think you're going to be able to affect their energy by these little, I see like those little snapshots when you go in a little booth and you sit down and, that spits out that little roll of photos. If you could just send them little ones of those, I think it will really, really help. And he says he was so happy he said he was so happy he was intubated. He was so happy he was because he was kind of checked out,
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of pressure. He said he was scared at one point. That was like the last conversation he had with his mom on like FaceTime. And he said he was scared.
But that was before he was intubated.
Yes.
Right? Because once you're intubated, you can't talk. So, and they drug you really well, so you can't feel anything. They have to almost like, if you're truly unconscious naturally, they don't have to do anything. But otherwise, they give you medication to paralyze you because they don't want you to pull it out because you need it to live. So he really liked being intubated, but he liked drugs, so it makes sense.
Right. Did he know he was dying?
Yes, he knew he was dying.
He did.
He's fully aware.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that's good because it's okay. Good.
Okay. So you have your homework, but try not to worry about them because this is their issue. This is their thing that they're working on. Okay.
True. Hard
All right.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Good to talk to you. I appreciate
you too.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thanks, Sasha, for joining us from Bothell. 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. And we're going to take our break and we'll be right back with more with Marie. Cool. All clear.
Manifesting techniques are extremely powerful and rewarding and actually work. But what makes them work better and faster is running your energy at a very high vibration. I will begin to teach a brand new course beginning on April 19th. This is an 8-week course at a much lower fee than my 12-week coaching courses, called Shift Your Vibration and Manifest. Well, you will learn incredible manifesting tools while you practice raising your vibration and allowing the things that you desire to come into your life effortlessly. This will be such a fun, fast-paced course that we will be delighted and inspired by all the wonderful things that people will create during this 8-week time period. You don't want to miss this. I don't want to miss it. I can't wait. Sign up now at energyintuitive.com.
Alternative Talk 1150. We're on your radio at 1150 a.m. We're on your HD radio at 98.9 Channel 3.
So many ways to listen.
We're on the web at 1150kknw.com. Streaming live audio and video as well as MP3 archives of many of our shows.
So many ways to listen.
And now, we're on your smartphone or tablet. Download our free app in the Apple App Store or Google Play and take Alternative Talk 1150 anywhere you go.
So many ways to listen.
Hello, I'm super excited to be teaching my very first 8-week course all about your spirit guides, titled Come Meet Your Spirit Guides. It will be a fabulous, fun-filled 8-week course of delight through which we will encounter your devoted guides. Unlike my small coaching classes, this is brand new. We will have a much larger class open to many students and available for a much lower fee. Students will have access to a magical learning page that will include a welcome video, access to the course workbook, weekly course recordings and greetings, as well as some more magic or bonus type content. This class will kick off on February 6th. Visit the online courses tab of energyintuitive.com for more information and to secure your spot. I can't wait for you to meet your spirit guides.
Alternative Talk 1150. It's good for what ails you. This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA.
Trying to keep my head above it the best I can. That's why here I am. Just waiting for this.
And welcome back to the Marie Manuchehri Show. We're live here just outside of Seattle. We're taking calls. We're also talking about energy, making sure you're not giving your life force that you need to keep all of your anatomy and physiology. You've got a busy body inside, and it needs lots of subatomic particles to stay healthy. Some people, especially empaths, will just naturally just hand over their energy to other people and let them bake in it for years, even their entire lifetime, they'll do it. And it wears down their own health and well-being, their energy, even their gumption to really move forward in life and create their own divinity here on planet Earth. It's really hard when you don't have enough of your particle mass. And usually the people they're giving their energy to, it's really not in your best interest, because now they are going to look incredible. They're going to feel amazing. However, it's not a reflection of their authentic self. So once you take that energy back that your body needs, you might go, oh, they don't look the same. They don't feel the same. They're not the same. And it's because you've taken back your light and they're not using your light for battery usage, then you actually get to see them for who they are, which is actually healthy. And then they can work on themselves. They have the opportunity to work on themselves. If they don't know that they feel great and everything's working wonderful because you're giving them artificial light, then that's not in their best interest.
Got to stay healthy so you can ward off the energy suckers.
Yeah. Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
All right.
That's another great way to put it, Benny.
I just kind of summed it up a little easier, but
yeah, I like
you do
it.
much more of a better job.
I like it. It's good.
877-825-8828 is the number for the show. And let's take now Colin calling in from Oakland, California. Hi, Colin.
Hey, what's up, Benny?
Good.
Hi, Marie.
Hi, what can I do for you, Colin?
Hey, so I have basically a specific health question, and I'm wondering if I should tell you about that or ask for a reading first and then tell you about it.
Well, I'll just go ahead and read. How's that? That's what I normally do in a 90-minute session. Is I read. I don't know. I don't let them tell me what's going on with them. I prefer not to know. You do have a leak in your root chakra. So it's not huge. It's not like ginormous, but let's just say it's like 50% of the energy that could be going into your root chakra, which is, that's the first one. That's one of the most powerful chakras for sustaining health in the physical form, because humans need physical energy to keep their physical form healthy. And you're losing about 50% of that energy. So it's hard to even heal. Even if you're doing all the right things, it could take longer. It may not stay healed. It might relapse. It might turn into something chronic. So how do you feel about Earth, or what are your feelings about Earth?
I mean, Earth is cool. I like it. I guess I have a good time here.
Do you trust humanity? Do you trust the planet? What's your go-to? Like, my go-to is the heavens, which is good, but I'm in physical form. I need to trust Earth more. I think that's really healthy. So do you like meditate and get information, or do you, go on a walk and talk to trees and eagles?
I usually do meditation. I don't know if I know what you mean by do I trust Earth, but I don't really talk to trees and eagles that often.
So I want you to start incorporating that in like a walking meditation or something of that nature. And now I'm in your back, I'm in your spine, and you have a leak in that area. So you're leaking out some of your life force from your back. would you say you're stubborn?
Perhaps, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, do you want to tell me what's going on since it's a radio show? If I haven't hit on it, we know what the energetic issue is. You're leaking energy from the first vortex, but do you want to tell me what's going on with your body?
Basically, it's been this for the last 6 years. It's been this like kind of very low grade chronic fatigue thing, like just seeming like I can't sleep enough, and I do, I get 10 hours of sleep and I'll feel good I'll wake up pretty tired still, and then get some energy, but throughout the day I just start draining, and I've done like everything under the sun as far as detox and health, and it just, and I even got I got laid off, and I'm now doing what I love, or I'm working on doing what I love to make it full time, and I thought not having a job would do it, but I just can't I'm just tired and very inefficient, and so.
And are you taking herbs for your adrenal glands?
I have in the past. At the moment, I'm seeing a Chinese herbalist who's giving me some blend.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And remember, it takes a while to get the adrenals to really kick in. I mean, it can take years to get the adrenals to kick in. But here's part of the problem, because you don't stop thinking about it. You are obsessed by this. It's like, I don't eat a lot of macaroni and cheese, but occasionally I do. I buy one box at a time because I don't want to eat a lot of carbs, but I can't wait when I finally, put on a pot of water. And if I stood there and waited for the water to boil, it would take way too much time. That's what you're doing. You're like waiting. It's creating more waiting. So you're going to have to pretend like this is gone. You're going to have to just don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Stop. That's why I was in your spine too, because you're being stubborn about this. You're overly connected to it. And you're otherwise healthy because you're taking in so much energy in all of your other chakras. So do you think you can let go? That's your what if question. What if I can let go?
Yeah.
And notice how your answer shows an elevation in your energy, which means we're on the right track. You've done all the right things. You're seeing all the right people. You have a great life. You're very fortunate in many, many ways. So can you just let go, and then your body can get better, and you'll pull up more energy from the earth, and everything will be fine.
Yeah. I have like a really minor question about that, which is like there are some certain things that I have to, like I couldn't eat chocolate, for example, because I wouldn't be able to sleep that night.
Don't eat chocolate.
Okay.
I mean, sugar is unhealthy.
You have to, talk about it and stuff, and make it. It has to there is some real thing to it.
I know, but still, notice what I mean. Like you remind me of a scientist who's got some bacteria under a microscope, and you're just like, what is it? What is that bacteria? They're like going to discover this new strain of bacteria, and they're just obsessing over it. You've got to stop. Don't eat chocolate. It's not good for you. It's not good for anyone. Sugar, when anyone's not feeling well, or whenever we want to boost our immune system, people should go off sugar completely, or refined sugar anyway, completely. It's not healthy. So don't eat it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. One last question about this. Since this started, I noticed my hair was starting to thin a little bit. Is that something that's reversible with healing?
Sure, it can be. Yeah. I really think that when cortisol levels become problematic, when the immune system from the adrenal glands become problematic, then the rest of the hormones do as well. So I would have your hormones checked at some point, if you haven't already, from a naturopath, and see where they all are. Okay. But don't worry, and try not to obsess. Your what if question is, what if I let go? What if I let go and everything's okay?
Everything's okay.
Everything is okay. What if everything's okay? What if everything is okay? All right?
All right.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you for calling in. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Colin, for joining us from Oakland, California. 877-825-8828. We'll take one more before second break of the hour, and it's Erica calling in from the Florida area. Hi, Erica.
Hi, Marie and Vinny.
Erica.
How are you today?
Yes. We're good, thank you. What can I do for you?
Great. So I've been taking 2 of your courses so far through the Shift Network, and I've really learned a lot about myself, blockages, increasing my curiosity, keeping my energy up, and so on. But there's one area that I would love to have you help, please. I used to be slender throughout my life, just like naturally, until about 10 years ago when I started to gain weight at a very rapid pace. And over the past 10 years, I've gained 80 plus pounds, and things just continue to go up. There's nothing physically wrong, nothing physiologically wrong. I have worked with anyone and anything I could think of, from naturopaths, nutritionists, intuitive eating counselors, therapists, eating disorder experts, but nothing has changed. There's definitely a reason why I'm continuing to gain weight, because my food intake is definitely out of control. And, I've tried different things, taking out sugar, taking out carbs, doing this, that, but nothing is really changing. I continue to self-sabotage myself, and I feel out of control, and I feel that I can't keep myself from eating. And I would love to hear your insights, please.
Yeah. So what in your life, minus this food thing, what in your life is not what you want it to be? Because I think you're making it for something that's not making you happy in your life.
For sure, my career has gone in a direction that is no longer compatible with where I want to be. So I'm trying to work on that to figure out what would be a better match, although I'm making decent money in my current career, so it's a little bit challenging trying to figure out what else I could be doing.
Are you in partnership?
No.
Okay. And how's that? Not being in a partnership?
Yeah, I am in a partnership, yes.
Okay. And how's that going?
I adore my husband, who really accepts me for who I am.
I love that answer.
Extremely kind.
I love that answer.
Perfect.
That makes me very, very happy. So I guess it's going to have to be your career then. So there's something eating at you. That's literally what's happening. Something's eating at you and you're not getting it resolved. And so you're emptying the fridge. You're just following the energetic pattern. And even though you said career, I just don't feel that. I believe you. I believe that it's not feeding you in the way that it used to. I understand that. But couldn't you just quit for a while and take a sabbatical and just relax and have fun? Could you just nurture yourself and just step away from work? And sometimes people can't figure out what they want to do until they've had some time away from it and where they can just unplug. I think you should quit.
Financially, I can't at this time.
Does your spouse work?
No. Yes, but on like a very limited basis.
Yeah, I really think part of your issue is really your relationship. That is where my energy goes. Yeah. I don't think you're really getting supported in the way that you deserve to be supported. Even though you think you are and you feel adored, which I'm very happy for you. And I loved your answer, but can't he go get a job so you can quit for a while and regroup and figure out what you want?
Yeah, we have tried that, but there have been some real obstacles from when he moved from a different country in midlife and having just challenges with like integration and acceptance here.
Yeah, but these are his issues that he needs to work on. So you are the perfect example, because I know a lot of people who are from different parts of the world who can have successful careers here and who are first generation. So you are part of the problem because you're giving him your energy. Remember, I've been talking about this. You're like my poster child for it right now. You are giving him your energy, and you need your energy for your own body and for your own well-being. You're protecting him. You're over nurturing him. It's like you've put him in this bubble and you're uplifting him and making sure he's okay. And it's not being reciprocated, not in the way that you need, not in what's in your best interest. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do, because then your body can start to do what it wants. You won't crave. When you don't have enough energy, then you're trying to get energy from food. People will choose different things to get energy from. Could be shopping. It could be out, in the woods. It could be food. It could be other things, right? I want you to take your energy away from your husband.
Okay.
I want you to have your energy in your body for yourself. And then I want you to kind of see what happens. Does this make sense what I'm talking about?
Yeah, very much. I just
Yes. So this is the problem. This is why you're eating too much food, is because you're actually trying to keep two people in vibrational energy in balance, and you're giving yours away, and then you're trying to keep some for your own health and well-being, and then you're eating because there's so much depletion of light in your own body.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay.
So the way to do this is you have to physically feel from a tactile perception, your own physical form as much as possible. Because you're reaching out. I can see you doing it. You're reaching out for him like, oh, I hope he's okay. Oh, did he have a good day today? Do enough people like him? Does he have friends? Is he okay? Like, knock it off. This is a grown man. This is a grown man. And he likes you giving him your light. He likes it. He likes it a lot. I bet who wouldn't, who wouldn't like it, right? So you're going to wiggle your toes. You're going to feel your glute muscles. You're going to feel your clothes on your body. You're going to just hang out in you. And when you start to go, oh, towards him, I want you to have an inner dialogue. He's fine. He's a grown man. He has a lovely place to live. He has someone who's taking care of him. He's fine. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because he needs to step up to the plate. If you want to maintain this relationship in a healthy, energetic way, it needs to be equal. And it's not. It's not an equal relationship.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, it's not. And notice how your energy is elevated, right? Because we're on the right track. That's what happened. You laughed. Your energy went up. Yeah. So this would be fun because, and it's not his fault. You've been doing this your whole life to other people as well. So yeah, and then keep me posted. Let me know how this goes.
Right. Wonderful. Okay? Thank you so much for your insights. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too.
Yeah, thanks very much for joining the show, Erica from Florida. 877-825-8828. We'll take our last break of the hour, and we'll be right back with more with Marie.
Manifesting techniques are extremely powerful and rewarding and actually work. But what makes them work better and faster is running your energy at a very high vibration. I will begin to teach a brand new course beginning on April 19th. This is an 8-week course at a much lower fee than my 12-week coaching courses, called Shift Your Vibration and Manifest. Well, you will learn incredible manifesting tools while you practice raising your vibration and allowing the things that you desire to come into your life effortlessly. This will be such a fun, fast-paced course that we will be delighted and inspired by all the wonderful things that people will create during this 8-week time period. You don't want to miss this. I don't want to miss it. I can't wait. Sign up now at energyintuitive.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Lenore with your health tip of the day from the African American Wellness Project. Prostate cancer is the most common cancer for men. African American men are more at risk. That's primarily because it's often diagnosed when it's more advanced. The good news is that diagnosed early, most prostate cancer can be treated effectively. If you're a man over 50 or have a family history of prostate cancer, talk to your doctor today about a test. For more information, visit aawellnessproject.org.
Hello, I'm super excited to be teaching my very first 8-week course all about your spirit guides, titled Come Meet Your Spirit Guides. It will be a fabulous, fun-filled 8-week course of delight through which we will encounter your devoted guides. Unlike my small coaching classes, this is brand new. We will have a much larger class open to many students and available for a much lower fee. Students will have access to a magical learning page that will include a welcome video, access to the course workbook, weekly course recordings and greetings, as well as some more magic or bonus type content. This class will kick off on February 6th. Visit the online courses tab of energyintuitive.com for more information and to secure your spot. I can't wait for you to meet your spirit guides.
Make it a great day. Keep your dial on alternative.
I'm so happy our last caller called in because we got to talk more about what we're talking about today in between phone calls. Also know that we're going to Greece again. We're going back to Syros, one of the most popular islands in Greece, by the way. It's this really lovely, picturesque town. Not very populated, not a lot of tourists go there. That's why it is considered one of the cherished islands in Greece. So we're going to be there June 27th through July 4th. They gave us an extra day. So we're going to be there for 8 days. We usually go for 7. And we have a new villa joining our original villa, both on the ocean. One for sure has a pool. The other one, they're supposed to build it and put it in before we get there, but I don't know for sure if that's going to happen, but hopefully it's going to be fun. And this one's all about falling in love with yourself so that you can manifest. It's going to be really fun. So just call the office because Jen will help you pick out your room. We only have double rooms left, so she'll help you with your roommate if you don't bring someone with you. And we have a handful left, so you want to get on it. Then Come Meet Your Spirit Guide starts February, is that right? Yeah, February 6th. That's Monday. It's coming up. I'm very excited. This is my first bigger class on my platform. I'm really excited for that. You can go to energyintuitive.com and register. Medium Coaching starts April 3rd. That is a small class. I limit it to 30. Shift Your Vibration and Manifest April 19th. Just go to the energyintuitive.website. You'll find everything there.
Perfect. Yep, that's how it works. And let's now jump back to the phone lines. We'll take Sharon calling from Chester, California. Hi, Sharon.
Hey, good morning, Marie and Benny. How are you?
We're great. Thank you. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm going to be traveling this weekend up to Oregon to spend a week with my parents. My mom has Parkinson's and is in a wheelchair, and my dad is a permanent full-time caregiver, and he's going to have a chance to go fishing with my brother for several days. So
good.
Yeah, so I'm going to be able to take care of Mom. So I just wanted to see, what's that look like? I mean, as far as we love being together, I want to help her. It's just, is there any insights there?
Yes.
Does my team have some ideas?
Yes. Well, first of all, I'm so happy your family loves each other so much and takes care of each other. It's really nice, right? It's a really beautiful thing. Although I do think your dad needs to hire someone soon. It's a lot of work.
Yep.
Yeah. And even if that person comes in for a few hours a day, and does the bathing or does laundry, makes some food, just take over some hard chores, I think would be really great. Parkinson's disease is a disease of, it means that people can't get Parkinson's unless they are controlling. So they're either internally controlling or externally controlling. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So their soul wants to learn to stop controlling, and they weren't listening to the signs, or they weren't aware consciously that there are even signs in the universe, right? They just don't know. That's what real awareness means. People think that, not you, but some people think awareness means that they're conscious and they have a logical understanding. No, awareness is about feeling the multisensory world. It's about feeling things beyond the physical and letting it communicate to you and take that information in and learn from it. So what you could do is just, because your mom's not going to like any conversation about control, because now she's lost enormous control, and that's what happens. You physically lose control, and hopefully you learn from there, which your mother has not, in my opinion. She has not. I keep having this quick memory. When my very first job as a nurse, I worked in a skilled facility, and if anybody's thinking about traditional skilled facilities, this one was gorgeous and brand new, very kind of lovely posh facility, and one of our patients had Parkinson's disease, and he was to the point where he couldn't talk very well, but he was still doing everything he could to control his environment, telling us exactly where to put his water glass, even if he had to write it down, how far to keep the door open, like he was so controlling, which didn't help his situation.
Right.
So if you could talk to your mom about letting go, however you think she might be able to take that in, because you're very creative, you're very aware, you understand her on a very deep level, actually. If you could find some way where maybe we can get her mind to kind of let go of control, because she's going to wear out your dad if she hasn't already.
Right.
Then she could have a better time in this process.
Right. Well,
right.
She is an artist, but she hasn't been able to do any art, because of her condition for about 6 years. So when I go up and stay, I bring art supplies and we watercolor, and I thought we would do some vision boards and just really play. And also I want to ask her some questions about what was going on when I was in her body. And
Love
what my
it.
birth was like,
I love it. And I love the idea of play, because that's freedom. That's letting go. You can't play when you're controlling.
Right.
And maybe just if you make a vision board, put on there, let go, surrender,
right.
Get out of the way. So, in whatever creative way, maybe you could talk to your mom about how could we creatively come up with the vibration of letting go, Mom, since she has such a creative spirit.
Right. Great idea.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. She's so lucky. All of you are. You have a wonderful family. I'm so proud of all of you.
Thank
It's
you,
amazing.
Marie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. Thank
it's
you
really
very
true.
much.
You're welcome, and have fun with your family.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks, Sharon, for joining the show today. 877-825-8828. Let's now take Amy Sue calling in from the Seattle area. Hi, Amy Sue.
Good morning. I'm so pleased and delighted to squeak in here. May I Yes. May I please have a reading, Marie?
Sure. Just a general reading then, Amy Sue?
Yes.
Okay. Well, interesting enough, you leak a fair amount of energy. Are you aware of that?
I'm leaking? Wow.
Yeah. Because I drew out your energy, but I'm not even going to do arrows for 2, 3, and 5, because you have massive leaks in 7, 4, and 1. Which makes me think like you must have a really powerful immune system. Really, really powerful, because you're leaking a huge amount of energy. Have you had a recent loss?
Well, it was about 4 years ago, a divorce.
A divorce.
I have experienced like 5 deaths in 11 months, which put me into chronic migraines for 2 years. But I'm past that. I did a lot of work. But I do feel I'm not balanced anymore. I'm really way off. So the leaking makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm so sorry for those 5 losses in the last 11 months. That would make sense about the leaking, and that actually makes me feel better, because I know that loss can be a temporary experience. We can get over it. But it's the divorce that you're having a hard time letting go of, huh?
Well, I don't know. The losses happened before the divorce 4 years ago. It happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I'd never expected to be divorced, I waited 7 years weighing it out and waited for God to give me a sign. And I knew this is what I had to do. But now I just feel lost. I don't feel like I feel like I'm losing myself. I don't even want to be on earth anymore. I wish God would call me home. I'm ready. I've been ready for years. But there's a reason I'm here. I do help people in the community and my neighbors quite a bit.
And do you have a therapist that you work with?
I have worked with a trauma therapist in the past.
Great. Yeah, I would, since you're feeling that need to fly off the planet, I would, I would re-engage that conversation, or a therapist that can help you to get into happy and more positive vibration. I think that's a good idea. 50% of the population is divorced. It's really okay to be divorced. There's nothing wrong with it. I think I'm always like so upset not just for you, but for all of us, when society puts this pressure on us to even maintain unhealthy bonds because we don't want to be divorced. And so many people do that. They stay until they're kind of depleted and worn out, and they feel like a failure. I think anytime you've entered into a relationship and you've had any form of commitment, how could that be a failure? That's a success, where you trusted someone for a period of time and you loved them and you cherished them for a period of time and you worked hard to allow them to love you and cherish you. That's a success. So here's some homework for you. What if I'm a success? What if all my relationships have actually been successful? I want you to start repeating that in your mind and telling yourself that over and over and over and over again. Can you do that?
Yes, and I believe I have been successful. I'm not really, I don't think I'm upset about the divorce. I think what I am is I'm missing a companion, and I'm wondering if there's
but we need to put these feelings, we need to change these feelings so you can attract people in your life. And Benny's playing the music, so I have to go because the leaking means that you're still upset about it. Thank you everyone for listening to the show. Thank you everyone for calling in. And thank you everyone for taking classes and coming to Greece and all of that. I so appreciate you in the world. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye-bye for now.